Good morning. Today is Thursday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday, July 8th. I have Thursday on my mind because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have to go get my thyroid scan tomorrow. So I was just looking at my calendar and I saw that I have to go on Thursday. So it was planted in my brain. That's how my brain works. I'm so sorry. But anyway, today is Oh my goodness. Why am I doing this? Take two. Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 8th. And we do have birthdays. We have two birthdays today. Today is Deborah Korb, K-O-R-B. I have your name twice. I don't know why I put it in there twice. Is that your channel name? And I don't know. But anyway, it's Deborah's birthday. Because it's the 8th. It's a Wednesday. It's July. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Deborah. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And it's also Jean Bonham's birthday. So Jean, B-O-N-H-A-M. Jean gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jean. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I got this shirt from Jim. It's the 808. Is it 808? Oh, 908, 906. Yeah, 906 is the area code for where he goes hunting. And it's a deer because he hunts deer. But I don't eat deer. I don't like venison. Jim loves venison. We've gone through this. He eats all of it. He eats the whole thing. So no waste when he gets it. So anyway, I know I promised that for this series I was going to have the videos up by noon. And that was my every intention this week, to have them up by noon. But David called me. I was just getting ready to go outside to film it. And David called me and asked me if I would go with him because he wanted to get a watch at Best Buy. And he wanted to see about getting a credit card. And he wasn't sure how to do it. He was a little nervous about it. Because he's trying to build his credit up because he wants to get a new car in the fall. So I said, okay, come pick me up. And I thought it would just be a quick right there to get it. But as is everything nowadays with COVID. You have to make an appointment when you get into the store. You got to wait for the associate that's going to wait on you and, blah, 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 all of that. So he did find a watch that he liked. And so then we decided that he was going to go to this credit union that's by us because you get a better credit rate, interest rate from the bank. He has a card with his bank, but even the bank suggested that he go to a credit union to get a better discount on a interest rate in the fall. So we went to the credit union that's over by our house, and which I didn't know. I don't know if it's all true of all credit unions. Is this true of all credit unions? Because I don't have a credit union account. But they had to check his credit rating before they give him a card or let him open a checking or savings account. And if he didn't have a good credit rating, then they were going to charge him a higher thingy or whatever. He had to put more money down to hold it or whatever. I was very surprised. He passed. Don't worry, he did pass. But I don't know if that had anything to do with I co-signed with him. Maybe that did. I don't know. But whatever. David got a new credit card and he got not a new credit card. He got a new checking account and a new savings account because that's where he's going to start putting his money. Blah, blah, blah. You don't need to know all that. I don't know why I rambled on about that, but I did. But so while we were there waiting our turn, see, I'm having a problem with my words today. While we were waiting our turn, there was a lady that was obviously going to be before us, next in line, and she sat across from us. And when we got there, David had parked, and he had parked within the lines, but he was kind of close on the one side because he said he wanted to make sure I had enough room to get out on my side. And but there was no way was he over the line. He was like, and he wasn't hugging the line either. He was like in the spot properly. The car that was next to him was not in the spot properly. They were over too far to David's side. So we were sitting there, and all of a sudden we heard a car alarm go off. Well, the lady that was sitting ahead of us, I should back up a little bit. The lady that was sitting ahead of us was talking to herself, and she was grumbling, and she was complaining. I mean, it was a long wait. It really was a long wait. So I don't know if she'd been there a long time, but she was like mumbling to herself, and she was complaining. I was going to say the B word. She was just like going on and on. And then finally she just got up and left. And then we were sitting there, and we heard the car alarm go off, and then we both looked out the window, and then it wasn't David's car. It was like a car that was like, David was parked like this, and there was a car parked over here, like there's a driveway here, and then he was parked over here. Well, this car was the one that the alarm was going off on. And So David thought it was his car, and he says, what is that lady doing? And then we look, and the lady had stopped her car, the one that was sitting across from us that left, stopped her car and got out of her car and was walking around David's car. And so we thought, well, maybe she's just mad because he parked so close, but, you know, I don't know what the deal was. And so David went out, and I said, well, David, if she drives away, take a picture of her driver's plate, her license plate. And so he went out there, and when she saw David coming out the door, she jumped in her car, and she took off and drove away. And David went and looked at her car. She keyed his car. She keyed the whole back end of his car. And you could tell that it was just freshly, because you know, like when you key it and then the paint chips are just like really fresh. And it was a deep cut. It wasn't just like a scratch on top. It was like she dug the key in and dragged it across. And then David come in and he says, why would she do that? Why would she do that? I said, well, do you know she did that, David? You sure that maybe it didn't happen the other night, you know, like when you were out or something? He says, Grandma, that was not on my car. I know that was not on my car because I just washed my car this morning. So I said, okay, well, so then we're sitting there, and then they have their clipboard, and then they go, Audrey? Audrey? Well, Audrey didn't answer because Audrey left. And so then they went David. So David was the next one. So we go over there, we did all this stuff to open the accounts and stuff like that. And then we get all done, and I said, you do have security cameras, right? And she just kind of looked at me, and she says, where? I says, in the parking lot, like when you're first coming in, you have security cameras out there. And then she's like looking at me, and I go, I'm not stalking, I'm not staking out the place, I'm not planning on robbing the place. And then I explained what had happened. And so she said, well, let me get this head of security over here. So then the head of security come, and they go, well, we do have films, but we can't release it to you, only to the police department. You'll have to make a police report. And so we said, okay. So then she says, can I see the damage on the car? And so we went outside, and we were looking at the damage on the car. We filled out an accident, or like a form for them to give them permission to look at their security tapes. She says, I can't show it to you. You have to get a police order, you know, blah, 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 all of that stuff. And so we went outside, and she's looking at David's car, and she said, yeah, that does definitely look like it was just freshly done. So she said, do you mind if I take some pictures and some video for our files? And we said, no, go ahead. So she's taking pictures and files, and I told David, film this too. So she said, well, do you want me to call the police? And well, David was anxious to go pick up his watch because it was at a different store, and he said, you know, can I just do it? Can I go to the police station and do it? She said, well, yeah, you can do that. And when they come, we'll show them the security film. She says, I just wish we had a clue who it could be. And then I explained the story about Audrey, and she said, and this is exactly how she said it, oh, Audrey. Oh, I know Audrey. Okay, that tells me that Audrey's a problem. That Audrey probably really did do this. So tomorrow we're going to go to the police department and file a police report. She said that tonight when she gets done with her shift, she's going to go through the cameras to see if there's anything. But she says, obviously, if the lady gets out of the car and walks towards your car, even though we won't be able to see it because the way he was pulled in, she says it's going to look suspicious. That why would she get out of her car, and why would you have these freshly marked, you know, scratches in your car? And then she said to David, she said, you know, with everything that's going on in the world, people just are mean. And obviously this lady was just being mean. I don't know. We don't know if with 100%. I didn't see anything from where I was sitting, but David said he saw her. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of strange that she drove off. And so then they said, can you describe her? And I said, well, she's an old lady. And they go, old. And I said, old like me, like 70. And so she says, oh, it's like, because she's young. And so she's like, oh, okay. You know, like if I'm thinking somebody's old, she's probably wondering, how old is she? But I can say she's old. She's the same age as me. But anyway, back to the subject of doubting and determination. David and I were determined we're going to figure out what's going on with his car, and we're going to pursue this tomorrow, because it just depends on what aspect of your life that you're going to be determined in. And my new aspect of life is just being determined to be successful and stop being the barrier to my success, because nobody's stopping me from reaching my goals. The only person stopping me is me. I was pointing at you, and it's not you, it's me. I was like thinking I was looking in the mirror, but I'm not. I'm looking at me. I'm the one blocking my success path. Nobody else is. Nobody's standing there ready to trip me or push me down or tell me that I can't do it. It's me. When I look in the mirror, it's me telling myself, you're not going to do that. Who do you think you are? Hooty, la-di-da. Sandy thinks she's going to hit 100 pounds. I can't have that kind of negative talk. I just can't have that negative talk around me. And You know, it's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard, but that doesn't mean it's going to be impossible. I have proven that fact that it's been almost 4 years and I'm still striving to get to that goal. And I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this number on the scale. I feel so good. I feel so good. And my clothes are fitting me really well. I can go into a store and find clothes. I don't have to like order them online anymore. I'm very comfortable in my skin, as they say. So I don't know why that number holds such a power over me, because it does have a power over me. And speaking of power over me, so many of you have told me I should just get rid of that cake. And I agree with you 100%. But that cake still holds power over me. And I don't know why I allow it to hold power over me, but it does. And I cannot throw it away. And I know I need to. I know I need to, if not throw it away, give it away. Give it away to somebody. But I think a part of me wants to know that I'm stronger than that. That I have more power over that cake than that cake has over me. And I'm not ready to relinquish that power that I think I have just yet, if that makes any sense. Because I know I should relinquish the power of the cake over me. But I just feel that if I get rid of the cake, this is how I think. If I get rid of the cake won. That I've lost all power, that you are stronger than me, that you have more willpower than me, that the cake is better than me. And I would consider myself a failure. Because where is the challenge? If I don't have the cake in there to tempt me, I'm really not holding any power in my hand. And I know that makes no sense, but in my feeble little, warped little mind, it does. Even though the cake holds power over me, I'm not going to let it control me. Like, the devil tries to have power over me, too. But I cast the devil aside because I don't want the devil in my life. I don't want the devil to have that much power over me. And so I really do think that the cake is my devil right now, trying to show me that they have more power than me. And so as long as I have this mentality, I know that cake is going to stay in my freezer. I just know it. But I just have to keep reminding myself that I am more powerful than that crappy piece of cake, which is not a crappy piece of cake because it's really delicious. But that's the way I have to look at it. I know. I hear you. But I can't succumb to that power that the cake holds over me. I know that probably makes no sense to anybody, but it just does. So I need to stop beating myself up. I need to start telling myself, you have more power than that slice of cake has in that freezer. You have more power. You need to stop worrying about the number on the scale. Stop thinking about how you feel every day, how you feel every morning when you wake up, how well you sleep every night, how comfortable you feel in your own being, how comfortable you are with yourself. Because I'm very comfortable where I'm at. And that's probably why I'm just kind of like obsessing about the number on the scale. And I have to stop obsessing about the number on the scale, because that number on the scale does not define me. That slice of cake in the freezer does not define me. What defines me is how I feel about myself every day and what I need to do to just do better. Just do better with myself and not worry about it taking control of everything. The scale is taking control of my life lately. The scale, the number on the scale is taking control of my life. And I refuse to let it take control over me, not one more day longer. If I have a loss or a gain this week, I'm not going to focus so much on the number. I'm not going to focus so much on getting to where I need to go. I just need to know, as long as I'm eating healthy, because this is the way I'm going to eat the rest of my life, as long as I'm making smarter choices, which I think I am. I've lost 90 pounds, and so I think I am making smarter choices. And as long as I'm working hard to make it happen, it's going to happen. I can't put a time limit on it, because I didn't put a time limit so much on getting to the 90 pounds, but I put a time limit on losing these last 10. I was fine and dandy losing the 90 pounds at its own pace. But now I think I put a time limit on 10 pounds, and I can't do that. And I just know that I won't be doing that. And I know that I'm going to work hard. I'm going to achieve my success of my goals. And I'm going to get it done. I really am going to get it done. And it's going to be at my own pace, my own time. Not on a calendar, because we showed you at the beginning, I don't know if it's Wednesday or Thursday. I'm just so confused about the day. Although I did know it was the 8th, so, and I did know it was July, so that's going in my favor. But no, no more. The number's not going to control me anymore. The cake is not going to be having power over me. I control the power. I can control my destiny, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm not going to fret. So anyway, I'm sorry. I did tell you I was going to have these up before 12 o'clock. Tomorrow I won't have a video up before 12 o'clock either because my appointment with the hospital is at 11 o'clock and I have to be there by 10:15, I think, or something, to fill out paperwork and all that. Get in and get my fever checked and all that for my 11 o'clock appointment. You know, do all the precautions, which I don't have a problem with. I'll do all the precautions. So it probably won't go up till like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but I will get one up tomorrow. And I am going to talk this week about doubting because that's what I'm dealing with at the present time is self-doubt. And we all have our little chains around our neck, our little anchors that we carry around, and mine this week seems to be doubt. And I'm going to overcome it. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see it. Let me know, what holds power over you? Am I the only one that has something that holds power over me? The number on the scale and the cake in the refrigerator right now is the things that hold power over me. And I refuse to let them control my life anymore, not one day more. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And I did do a tag video, should be up by now. And always stay safe. Stay safe. You know, I can't say that. It's like a tongue twister to me for some reason. I don't know. Okay, stay safe.